hope this video finds you safe and well. I just wanted to do a lesson that's going to extend your Sea Life project. This could be your initial drawings or it could be your design ideas. The equipment you're going to need today is an A5 piece of paper, a pencil, scissors and tape, and if you've got some larger paper, A3, anything like that, you'll need that later on. So I'm just going to give you a few minutes to get your materials, and if you want to pause this video just while you get yourselves organised, you can do. Okay, so we're going to create a repeat pattern based on your Sea Life project. And the reasons for doing this, like I've just said, is to develop your drawings, or it could be to develop an artist that you've looked at, or even to start thinking about your end product. Okay, so if we're thinking about pattern designs, what are they used for? So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes now just to either jot some ideas down or have a think. And again, if you want to pause the video at this point, then please do. So hopefully you came up with some of these ideas. So wallpaper designs, blinds and fabrics for curtains, wrapping paper, textiles, which then can be used for clothing, and things like lampshades or cushions. Okay, and we're going to actually look at a lampshade as an extension to this task. So obviously let's tie that in. So first step then, what you're going to do is on your smaller piece of paper, your A5, you need to draw out a sea life design or motif in the middle. It's really important that you don't go out of the edges of the paper. So you can see on mine, on the screen, I've got the whale in the middle with a few kind of coral designs around the outside, but at no point have I gone to the edges of the paper. You need to try and keep it central. And I have got a video here to show you of me going actually through the process so you can see it a bit clearer. So I'm going over mine in pen here, just so that it makes it a bit easier for you to see, but you don't have to. You can leave it in pencil, that's fine. I just thought the pen would show up better on the screen. So you can see I've kept my design quite large. I've filled the space, but I haven't gone to the edges of the paper. You need to keep it central. Try and make it as realistic as you can do. Add as much detail as you can. But you don't need to add colour at this point. I will just leave it as a line drawing. I'm just going to show you the next video. Which is just me adding in the background elements to this drawing. So you can see I've got the whale here. I'm just going to add those coral and seaweed motifs into the background. And again, I'm keeping it to the centre. I'm not going off the edges of the paper. I would say this initial drawing should take you about 10-15 minutes. Don't overthink it. Use something you've already got. You can always use a drawing that you did earlier from one of your photographs, or you could use a drawing that you've done from an artist's work. You know, don't reinvent the wheel if you don't need to. Use something that you've already got in your folders if you've got those to hand. Okay, so Okay, step 2 then, once you've done that drawing and it looks like this, okay, you then need to cut your drawing in half, okay, so you're cutting straight down the middle, and once you have the 2 pieces, you need to flip them together and then tape them. And once again, I'm going to show you me doing this step with you. Okay, so you're folding your paper in half, cutting down the centre, and you're going to flip them. So you want your blank space in the middle and your drawings now to the edge of your paper. And then I would put the tape on the back just so that you're not interfering with your actual drawing. Just make sure you've got a nice clean join. Oop. Okay, so you should end up with something like that. Oh. Okay. Next step then, you are going to cut your drawing in half again. Okay, so this time you're going to do it lengthways. So I have a video for that. Okay, so you've done it that way. You're now going to do it the long way. So what this should do is make your drawing go to all 4 corners of the paper. So again, you flip them. So your blank space is in the middle, and I would tape it on the back again. Once you've done that point, what I've done on this one is then filled in the centre with more drawing. Okay, again, you don't want to go to the edges of your paper, but you'll have a lot of blank space now created in the middle. So you can see on this one, I've added the carrier bag with some more sea creatures inside. So it's a really good way of incorporating that raising awareness element of your project. So if you want to add in anything to do with plastic or endangered species or global warming. And again, I've just done mine in pen just so you can see it a bit clearer. You don't have to. So you're adding more design to the centre space, but keeping it central again so you don't go off the sides of your paper. And I would say adding that extra bit of drawing to take you about 5–10 minutes. It's a smaller piece. Okay. Now, once you've filled in that middle part, okay, it's now about repeating your tile. So this is where your larger sheet of paper comes in. So you start on one corner, and as you can see, you've got a few options here. You can either trace it or monoprint it if you put pencil on the back, graphite on the back, and then flip it over to trace it. So you can see on mine, okay, this one here. Oh, apologies. This one here is where I have done it with the pencil or the pen, and I've actually traced this against a window just to get it repeated quite quickly, and that's an A3 sheet of paper. Or if you want to have a look at this option here, okay, you can do it on the computer, and that is by photographing that repeatable tile, cropping it down so you're getting rid of any background, and then just copying and pasting on a document. Okay, and you can play around with colours if you want to. You can play around with different effects. Now you can either do that as a line drawing like that one, or if you did want to do the computer one, if I go to the next slide. Okay, this is my colour version. Now, I don't expect you to colour yours in the 50 minutes that you've got. However, if you want to go on and do a little bit more, this took me about an extra hour to add all the colour. I used watercolour washes to start off with and then layered pencil crayon over the top. But if you do go on to this stage, this is a really nice one to play around with on the computer, because you can obviously add effects and use the filters in Word to change your actual tile before you repeat it onto your Word document and create a full page of repeated pattern. Once you've done your repeat pattern and it looks something like this, or the line version, whichever version you want to do, the extension activity is to actually turn it into a lampshade design. Now, you can leave it as a flat design, okay, so you can use this kind of semicircle template and add it in onto that, or you can actually make it and make it into a 3D product. So you can see the photo in the corner of how it should look, and these are just mini ones used for candles, and you pop them over wine glasses, so they're just small versions of a lampshade, but it just shows what the product would actually look like. And obviously the shape is replicant of what a bigger lampshade would look like, so you can show how it would actually look if you were going to make that as a product. If you do decide to do this one, please photograph your outcomes and send them to me so I can have a look. That'd be fantastic. So that is my lesson for you. So to create a repeatable tile and leave it either as a line drawing or to add some colour and then turn it into a lampshade. Any questions, just email me, and obviously make sure you upload your outcomes either to Teams or to email me so I can have a look. Thanks. Bye. Stay safe.